We are now going to begin our discussions of life on planet Earth as it has arisen over many millions of years and billions of years in some cases. So we want to actually start with the simplest organisms on the planet, and we'll start with a very brief discussion of viruses. Now, many people will tell you that viruses are not alive, and I'm going to show you why we think that's the case. So as you see, this is our tree of life. There are no viruses to be found on our tree of life. So the reason we don't include them on our tree of life is because we look at them as having no living properties. What do we mean by that? Well, we look at them as not being alive because they lack a lot of important things for life. They don't reproduce on their own. They don't have cellular organization. They're not at the level where they can actually survive without essentially a host organism to help them replicate and go through that process. Now, they do consist of either RNA or DNA, okay, but being separated and housing RNA or DNA simply by separating it with a protein coat is not enough to actually look at an organism as being alive, because when we look at these viruses, they actually have to infect other organisms, even bacteria, but usually fungus, plants, and animals we look at. But they're absolutely everywhere, so we do have to give them at least a nod of recognition when we look at our tree of life, because in a milliliter of seawater there's about 10 million virus particles. So we have to think about them as being something that will influence our tree of life and will certainly influence how our organisms behave.